Hey everybody, meteorologist Sarah Gannon here. Happy Monday. A much quieter weekend for us here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Heading into this week, a majority of the week should be on the quiet side. However, could be tracking the chance for a few showers and storms that come Thursday. So we'll keep an eye on that next storm potential. Otherwise, enjoying some very nice quiet weather outside as we check in with your Lewis Notto live camera. We've been looking at some upper level clouds moving through the region, so some filtered sunshine, but things beautiful nonetheless. So let's take a look at those temperatures. Much warmer here today compared to this weekend. The 40s, while crisp, and we enjoy that sunshine. The 50s certainly feeling a lot nicer here at this point in time. Even some spots in North Iowa climbing into the 60s here at this hour. 62 right now in Mason City. 64 in Forest City, Albert Lee at 61, and it is 59 in Albert Lee. 57 here along the Highway 52 corridor from Rochester to Preston. Decorah sitting at 55 currently. So really some beautiful seasonal temperatures here for our Monday. Enjoying that great weather. As I mentioned, some filtered sunshine overhead as we check in with your future track radar. Really on the quiet trend here for today. And as we head into tonight's an opportunity to enjoy some quiet conditions heading outdoors this evening. If you're looking just to take a walk after dinner or just enjoy this quiet weather. We'll look at those temperatures staying in the 50s here for the next few hours. Some additional cloud cover moving in just for a few hours. But as we head towards early tomorrow morning, we'll look to see some clearing sky and some sunshine heading out the door for tomorrow morning. So this is a look at temperatures here for 7 a.m. for your Tuesday. Temperatures starting off on a mild note into the 40s. By the afternoon, we'll look to see those temperatures tracking into the 70s here for many of us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Mason City area could potentially be taking a run at that 80-degree mark. But as I mentioned, enjoying some quieter and warmer conditions here for the coming week. Keeping an eye, though, on a chance for some thunderstorms come Thursdays. We'll talk more about those forecast details and any other additional rain chances on the way in your first alert weather. That's coming up later on in the broadcast. We'll be right back with more Midwest Access. Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm meteorologist Sarah Gannon. A beautiful day outside today. A perfect way to kick off the work week here on our Monday, coming off of what was a quiet and crisp weekend for the region. Live outside right now is your Lewis Notto live camera. You can see the quiet and beautiful sky conditions. Amazing how just in the last week or so that grass has really greened up here in the region. We do have some upper level clouds in the area, so some filtered sunshine, but dry and quiet nonetheless. So as we take a look at those temperatures right now, we are seeing a lot of the area into the 50s here along the Highway 52 corridor and especially to the east. Areas to the west towards Mason City, Albert Lee, Forest City, Owatonna, looking at temperatures right now into those lower 60s. So very comfortable temperatures, very seasonal for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, coming off of what was a little bit cooler this weekend with temps in the 40s, those 50s and 60s really feeling nice. Skies are quiet out there, that filtered sunshine as I mentioned. We will see a few clouds gradually building back in here for later on this evening, but otherwise a beautiful evening. We'll be watching temperatures cooling back into those 50s, a little bit of some increased cloud cover heading into that 8, 9, 10 o'clock time frame here tonight. It does not last long. We are expecting to see cloud cover decreasing and looking forward to some really nice sunshine here for the next couple of days. Taking a look at your first alerts tonight, so we're expecting to stay pretty quiet, a little windy. Some winds will be at play here for the area tonight with gusts nearing about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Heading into the midweek, so your Tuesday, your Wednesday and Thursday, we're tracking highs in the 70s and we'll see some nice sunshine. Not as much sun though is expected for Thursday. However, keeping a very close eye on Thursday. We do have a first alert day now for Thursday as we track the chance for some strong, maybe even some severe storms possible in the area on Thursday. So keeping a very close eye on the region here once again heading into Thursday. So taking a look at that severe storm outlook, this is day 4. So we'll have more confidence here in the next day or two on timing and exact details on potential impacts here. But as we look at that severe threat outlook for your Thursday, portions of North Iowa along the I-35 region, just clipping into portions of Freeborn County there again. I-35 corridor and to the south have a chance of seeing some isolated strong storms. So keeping a very close eye on this for Thursday. Potential by tomorrow, maybe seeing that increasing a little bit further north, encompassing more of the KDTC viewing area. So keeping a very close eye on what will be a first alert Thursday for us here this week. Tomorrow morning, looking at a quiet start, some nice sunshine, maybe a few clouds lingering down towards Charles City, Decorah, maybe Caledonia too. But we'll we'll see temperatures into the upper 40s, some low 50s as well. So a very mild start to the day. Really nice afternoon here for your Tuesday. Widespread sunshine. A lot of high temperatures expected to be into those lower to mid 70s, maybe even some upper 70s here as we approach the afternoon time frame areas south of I-90. Look at that 10-day forecast here this afternoon, tracking 70s the next couple of days. First alert day again on Thursday for that next storm chance. That's a look at your first alert weather.
Before we get to those stories at 5, another check on your weather.
We are tracking some quiet weather here the next couple of days, coming off of a quiet weekend. However, a first alert day is ahead for Thursday as we track another chance for some strong storms in the area. I'll have more on those first alert forecast details in your 5 o'clock forecast next.
Meteorologist Sarah Gannon is live on the weather patio for us tonight. She oversaw coverage of those tornadoes for us on Friday afternoon. Sarah, fortunately, very different story for you out there today.
Some good news this weekend that we saw that quiet weather as many folks spent the time cleaning up here. This first part here of the work week quiet as well. So we've been enjoying some sunshine and some very seasonal temperatures here for our Monday. As we take a look at tonight, looking at some quiet weather, still windy though here for the next handful of hours. We are though tracking warmer temperatures into our Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. However, keeping a very close eye on Thursday, another first alert day in place as we track another opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms in the area. Taking a look at those current temperatures, we are looking at temps right now into the 50s, even still a couple low 60s towards the Mason City and I-35 corridor, gearing up for some quiet weather continuing here this evening. So an opportunity, despite the wind, to get outside a little bit here this evening. Temperatures should hold steady there into the 50s. We'll see a few clouds building in, but expecting to see some sunshine heading into our Tuesday as we track those temperatures tomorrow morning into the 40s and some 50s. So a mild start to the day, gearing up though for some 70s tomorrow afternoon and widespread sunshine. So really looking forward to a gorgeous day on Tuesday, and we'll talk more about those first alert forecast details ahead for your Thursday on that first alert day that's ahead.
Lots to discuss, Sarah. Thank you.
And we may see a little bit more wind here in the next few hours, a couple hours with increased cloud cover, but it will be a beautiful evening nonetheless here for the area tonight. So if you're looking to get outside, take a walk here after dinner, beautiful evening to do that. We're tracking more warmth and sunshine in the coming days, plus a first alert day is ahead for Thursday. We'll talk more about those forecast details in your first alert weather next.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Coming off of a beautiful weekend, enjoying some sunshine, some comfortable temperatures. This weekend, probably a little crisp for many of us. Today, though, absolutely gorgeous. A live look outside behind me here from the Lewis Donato Live camera. We are tracking temperatures still into the 50s and even into those lower 60s still in Mason City. 63 right now in Mason City, 59 in Austin and Winona, 58 in Rochester. Still breezy here at this point in time. We're still looking at some wind gusts upwards of about 20 to 25 miles per hour with sustained winds for about 15 to 20 miles per hour. We will lose that wind here in the next couple of hours, so if you're looking to get outside this evening, a beautiful one to do that. We'll still see some sunshine here the next hour or two. Temperatures holding steady into those upper 50s to low 60s. We'll see a period of time, though, where we increase that cloud cover just a little bit, but looking forward to some really nice sunshine here heading into tomorrow. So tonight, beautiful for the area, especially if you're trying to get out this evening. Overnight, looking at partly cloudy skies and winds gradually tapering off. Tuesday and Wednesday, even into Thursday, looking pretty decent temperature-wise. It'll be rather warm with highs into the 70s. We have sunshine here the next 2 days before we track more active weather coming into Thursday. So enjoying this break here while we have it. First alert day is ahead for Thursday as we track the possibility of some strong, maybe severe storms to move through portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So keeping a very close eye on the forecast here for Thursday. A look at that severe storm outlook. We do have a level 2, so an isolated strong storm threat for portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, kind of more so towards the I-35 region, kind of clipping into Freeborn County and south. So Mason City certainly looking at that possibility here heading into Thursday. So the main threat right now mainly to our south, but I would not be surprised to see this expand further north and possibly a little bit further east heading into tomorrow. So keeping a close eye on this right now, maybe late afternoon, evening time frame has the better timing for us at this point. So continue to track and fine tune more of those forecast details in the next day or so. Looking at that 10-day outlook, aside from from Thursday, a pretty quiet week. So taking advantage of the less active week compared to last week, maybe Monday, a chance for some showers there. We'll keep an eye on that possibility as well. But main focus here at this point in time is for Thursday. Tomorrow morning, a mild start to the day here around 7 a.m. We'll be looking at temperatures in those mid to upper 40s, maybe some low 50s already popping in towards Decorah and the Highway 18 corridor there in North Iowa. Looking forward to some really gorgeous sunshine tomorrow. Tracking widespread sun all day long. Highs will be in those low to mid 70s, maybe approaching those upper 70s in portions of North Iowa. Here's a look at the 10-day forecast as we track that first alert day ahead for Thursday. Behind that, we'll look to see once again a cold front sparking our thunderstorm threat and expecting to see some cooler temps into the 50s by next weekend. And again, just kind of settling into more of a seasonal pattern. So potentially a break from those 70s.
I was going to say, as long as I didn't see any 40s there, like we had this past weekend.
Yeah, not too bad.
Moving forward in a positive way. All right, Sarah, thank you. More news at 5 right after this.
Here's one more check on that 10-day forecast. Really looking at some gorgeous weather here tomorrow and Wednesday. Tracking widespread sunshine, high temperatures into the 70s. I wouldn't be surprised, especially come Wednesday, if we do see maybe a couple low 80s in North Iowa or areas south of I-90. However, we are gearing up for a first alert day ahead on Thursday, tracking the potential for some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms possible in the area. Still some details to get worked out with that, but right now, current timing looks to be Thursday afternoon into the evening hours, having that better possibility. This system, like last week, will be a cold front that pushing along those thunderstorms. So we will be looking at some colder air settling in for Friday and into the weekend. Not super cold, but back to seasonal levels with temperatures in the 50s, upper 50s here by Friday and into this weekend. Overall, a lot quieter of a stretch here for the next 7 to 10 days. Just a couple rain chances, as certainly a little less active than what we saw last week.
A much welcome respite for sure.
Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us for your news and weather at 5 o'clock.
See you back here at 6.
Sarah Gannon live on the weather patio. Sarah.
Hey there, Caitlin. Certainly taking advantage of those quiet conditions that we saw over the weekend, and of course here for the early week, enjoying some quiet weather, a much needed break between severe systems. A chance at some severe storms, though, heading our way come Thursday. An opportunity there for a little bit more of active weather. We do have a first alert day now in place for Thursday due to that possible threat for strong to severe storms. Before we get to Thursday, though, tomorrow and Wednesday looking absolutely gorgeous with highs in the 70s and some quiet weather, more sunshine as well. Temperatures currently sitting into the upper 50s to low 60s. So if you're looking to get outside here this evening, a perfect opportunity to take advantage. It is a bit windy still, so maybe keep that in mind. But with a couple hours of increased cloud cover, looking forward to widespread sunshine that's on the way for your Tuesday. High temperatures should range anywhere from the lower 70s upwards to the upper 70s on the warm side. And again, that widespread sun. Really take advantage of the next 2 days as we look to enjoy the sunshine and the warmth with those above average temperatures, but keeping a very close eye on Thursday for that next first alert day. Caitlin.
All right, Sarah, thank you for that preview.
And if you enjoyed today's weather, more beautiful conditions are in store here for your Tuesday and Wednesday, including some warmer temperatures. Tomorrow, looking to see highs climbing into those low, even mid to upper 70s for the area, and plenty of sunshine. However, keeping a close eye on Thursday, a first alert day is ahead. We'll talk more about those details in your forecast next. Enjoying some gorgeous conditions out there across the region today, a breather for many of us. We'll enjoy these great conditions heading into tomorrow and Wednesday before things get active once again on Thursday. Live look outside from your Lewis Donato live camera. Beautiful evening if you're wanting to get outside. Temperatures very comfortable here in the next couple of hours. Wind speeds, though, still a little gusty out there. We're still looking at sustained winds anywhere from around 15 to 25 miles per hour. But again, if you're trying to get outside here the next couple of hours, perfect opportunity to do that. We will see clouds increase just for a couple hours, but for the most part, looking forward to clearing sky heading into tomorrow. So tonight, partly cloudy skies are expected. We stay breezy here at least through the evening hours, gradually tapering off with those winds after about midnight tonight. Tuesday and into Wednesday, tracking highs in the 70s and some beautiful sunshine. So conditions just getting better here the next 2 days compared to today. So if you love today, You'll really love these next couple of days here for the area. However, keeping an eye on Thursday, we keep temperatures warm in the 70s, but we increase storm chances. A first alert day on tap for Thursday as we track the threat for some strong to severe thunderstorms possible for the area. So right now, looking at that severe storm outlook for Thursday, portions of North Iowa kind of jutting into Freeborn County along I-35 in southern Minnesota has the possibility there of that isolated strong storm threat. So you can see here we're in that level 2 threat. Greater concerns, though, better to our south. However, I would not be surprised to see this increasing in size, moving a little bit further north and possibly to the east. So we're going to keep an eye on that here over the next couple of days, but still fine-tuning some of those details here with this severe threat. But timing-wise, we'll be looking at a cold front, strong cold front again coming through the area Thursday afternoon into the evening. That will spark those thunderstorm threats for the area. So keeping a close eye on that potential. But things a lot less active here in the next 7 to 10 days outside of Thursday. Next opportunity comes Monday, so things looking pretty relatively quiet here compared to how active things were last week. So at least there's a few days break between storm systems. But again, keeping a very, very close eye on that potential severe threat for Thursday. Tomorrow morning, a mild start to the day here as you're waking up and heading out the door. 7 a.m. Temperatures will be in those mid to upper 40s and some really nice sunshine right away for that morning commute. Heading into the afternoon, conditions just continuing to get even better. Widespread sunshine. Temperatures should range anywhere from the low to mid 70s, maybe some upper 70s, and creeping into that 80-degree territory areas south of I-90. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. A first alert day ahead for Thursday. Like I mentioned during the forecast, that we'll look at a strong cold front coming through the area, so that will drop those temperatures then later into the Thursday. So by Friday, you see highs in the 50s, and at least it'll be seasonable continuing there into the weekend. So 40s, not quite expected.
Good, because I feel like after this weekend, I saw a lot of people not sure what to do with their coat situation, right?
I know, but you needed a little extra layer, but with the nice sun, you didn't need it all entirely, so.
Full steam ahead into spring.
Yes.
Sarah, thank you. Nick.
Here's another look at that 10-day forecast. A beautiful stretch of weather here tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll track high temperatures warmer than average into the 70s. Some spots could easily be approaching those lower 80s come Wednesday. But again, widespread sunshine both days here for the area. Keeping a very close eye on Thursday, giving you the first alert to a first alert day that we have for the area on Thursday, tracking the threat for maybe some additional strong to severe thunderstorms in the area. We will be looking at a quieter stretch of weather on the back side of that stormy potential there for Thursday. We'll be looking at a strong cold front prompting that strong storm threat for the area on Thursday, hence why we'll see temperatures cooling back into the 50s by Friday, extending into the weekend. So while it will be cooler than the 70s, those upper 50s are much more seasonal for us here this time of the year. Keeping an eye on maybe another rain chance come Monday, but with just the 2 days of rain opportunities for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa, certainly a much quieter stretch of the next 7 to 10 days. Not all sunshine and 70s, but keeping a close eye on Thursday, monitoring that very closely.
It is tricky to think about Thursday coming when you consider that some people are still cleaning up, obviously, from what just happened. So
Right.
it means you worry about their properties, and hopefully everyone's paying attention to the First Alert app and our notifications to stay as safe as can be in the days ahead. Thanks for joining us for your news and weather and sports tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll see you back here at 10.
Showers and storms, severe storms may be possible. More on those First Alert forecast details next.
Headed outdoors now, our meteorologist Sarah Gannon joins us live from the weather patio. Sarah, what are you tracking for our Tuesday?
Well, hey there, Olivia. Looking at some more warmth and sunshine on the way. However, keeping an eye on some storm chances later this week. Our Monday here kicking off the week on a very wonderful note. High temperatures today reaching into the upper 50s and some low 60s. That sunshine, of course, very nice. If you love today's weather, you'll love tomorrow and Wednesday's weather even more as we look at quiet conditions here for tonight, but sunshine and 70s here the next couple of days. Keeping a very close eye, though, on Thursday, a first alert day now in place as we track the threat for some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms in parts of the area. Looking ahead to tomorrow, as I mentioned, a beautiful day. We'll see widespread sunshine, temperatures in the morning starting off mild in the 40s, and those temps climbing quickly into the 70s here by the afternoon. Looking forward to more warmth, more sunshine, little summer-esque type weather here as we move into the midweek. So more, of course, though, on those first alert forecast details for Thursday ahead later on.
All right, thank you, Sarah. We'll check back in soon.
And we are gearing up for some sunshine and 70s here the next 2 days before more storms are on the way. We'll track out those first alert forecast details ahead of a first alert day on Thursday. Tomorrow, though, enjoying some sunshine and some 70s. We'll talk all about those first alert forecast details next. The National Weather Service here today confirming another tornado touching down in our area from Friday's severe weather. This one near Saratoga, which is in Howard County near in North Iowa. So there's Saratoga right about there. And here is that storm path there of that tornado. This was rated an EF0 tornado, 85-mile-per-hour max wind speeds. That path length there just shy of 4.5 miles, 4.42 miles, about 60 yards wide, was on the ground from about 247 to about 251, and there was one injury that was confirmed with that tornado. So things a lot quieter here heading into what we saw this weekend, today, and heading into tomorrow and Thursday. So, tomorrow and Wednesday. Tonight, we continue with that quiet weather. Winds gradually dying down, enjoying some sunshine, more 70s on the way for our Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, though, we need to keep a close eye on. We do have a first alert day out for Thursday, as there is a chance for some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms possible in portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Here's a look at that severe storm outlook for Thursday. This does include portions of far southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. The greater threat, though, I do think will stay to our south. However, I would not be surprised to see this isolated storm threat to expand a little bit more, especially here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Right now, timing-wise, looks to be into the afternoon, evening hours as a cold front comes through. So similar to Friday, it'll drop temperatures on the backside, but that cold front will be the main driving force here with those thunderstorms. So again, keeping an eye on that level 2 out of a level 5 severe threat. Outside of Thursday's rain chance, another opportunity for some showers may be possible come early next week on Monday, but we will have a little bit of a break between rain events. And the good news is not quite as active of a pattern over the next 7 to 10 days compared to how active things were last week. Tomorrow, expecting to enjoy some beautiful conditions here across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Temperatures should range from those low 70s to mid 70s. South of I-90 and especially off to the west could be looking at maybe even some low 80s. So a beautiful day is ahead for the region. A look at that 7-day forecast for the Mankato area. We are looking at the 70s, maybe even some 80s heading into tomorrow. Looking to be into Wednesday, a warm day on the way. Keeping an eye on that thunderstorm threat for Thursday. Temperatures, though, trending cooler on the backside of that storm threat for Thursday. As I mentioned, that will be a cold front coming through, so that will drop temperatures back to some seasonal levels. Here in the Rochester area, we have that first alert day for Thursday again, and looking at 70s here the next 3 days. 50s, though, heading into Friday and this weekend. So at least this weekend, while it will be cooler than the 70s, we aren't expecting those 40s. So still, it'll be cooler but more seasonal for the area here this weekend.
Right. Tomorrow and Wednesday, absolutely beautiful, but
yes,
keeping a close eye on Thursday.
Get outside and enjoy it here the next couple days.
All right. Thank you, Sarah.
We are gearing up for some more warmth here heading into the next 2 days. However, keeping a close eye on our next storm chance by Thursday. High temperatures in the area today into those 60s, even some 70s out towards St. James, Spencer, Iowa, and Redwood Falls. Locally, that high in Rochester was 60, 62 in Owatonna, 64 in Mason City, 67 in Mankato, and 57 in Decorah. If you love today's beautiful weather, more of it in store for Tuesday and Wednesday as we track highs in the 70s with widespread sunshine. We'll be back with more of those forecast details on our first alert day that's ahead for Thursday.
Still to come on your first Local 8 News, taking a look back at 5 years ago when the man who killed George Floyd was found guilty.
And we are gearing up for more warmth and sunshine here in the next couple of days. However, we have a first alert day ahead for Thursday as we track the threat for some strong storms in the area. More on those forecast details are ahead.
Heading out to the weather patio, meteorologist Sarah Gannon joins us live. Sarah, beautiful couple of days, but already looking ahead to Thursday.
Hey there, Olivia. Yes, the weather department already looking ahead to Thursday as we track the next potential round of some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms for parts of the region, gearing up for that. So we do have a first alert day ahead for the area on Thursday. Tonight, though, we enjoy quiet weather, still a bit breezy, but we'll gradually lose that wind here later on tonight. Heading into tomorrow and your Wednesday, looking absolutely gorgeous, beautiful weather in store with highs there into the 70s. Looking at temperatures currently in the area, we're still sitting into the 50s, so mild evening here. As I mentioned, those winds kind of being pesky as well, but no cloud, a few clouds in the sky here tonight, but otherwise a quiet evening, no rain. We just have to wait till Thursday. That'll be our next rain chance for the area. Tomorrow, though, as I mentioned, absolutely beautiful. Tomorrow and Wednesday are days to get outside and soak up the sunshine. Highs will be in the 70s, maybe some 80s here in the area too. So certainly get outside and enjoy that, as we do have that first alert day ahead for Thursday. So a day to stay weather aware, and we'll continue to keep you informed and updated with all those fresh details coming in to the weather office here in the coming days.
All right. Thank you, Sarah. We'll check back in soon.
And we are heading into another couple beautiful days. If you love today's weather, even better heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. We are tracking highs here tomorrow into those 70s after a mild start to the day with temperatures in the 40s. We'll warm up very nicely there by the afternoon. Enjoying some gorgeous sunshine as well. Similar story on the way for Wednesday. Before Thursday, we track some thunderstorm chances for the area. We have a first alert day in place. I'll have more forecast details on that first alert day. We're going to see you back here in just a couple minutes. It was a beautiful day here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Our Monday shaping up very nice, very seasonal here today, and that sunshine very nice. As we look ahead to tonight, we'll see a few clouds in and out throughout the area with winds continuing this evening. But after about midnight, we should be seeing those winds gradually dying down. Looking forward to some gorgeous sunshine heading into the midweek. So your Tuesday and Wednesday looking very fantastic here for the area. High temperatures the next 3 days will be in the 70s. So we'll enjoy that sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. Before Thursday, we bring in another storm threat. We do have a first alert day ahead for Thursday as we track the concern for some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms in parts of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So looking at that severe storm outlook, we do have a level 2 out of a level 5 severe threat here in the yellow for portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. This does get into Minnesota, into the Freeborn County area and Faribault County as well. Otherwise, kind of staying towards the I-35 region and south into portions of Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, clipping Nebraska a little bit, but as far south as Oklahoma. So with this, we'll be looking at a cold front similar to Friday, a cold front passing through, and that's going to be sparking those thunderstorms for the area. So I do think right now wind and hail will be our primary concerns when it comes to hazards. Timing wise, afternoon to evening time frame looks to be the best at this point in time. But we'll gain more information here between tomorrow and Wednesday, and we'll have a better handle on this system to be able to give you the latest details and updates here and be able to give you a better time frame for storm potential here by Thursday. Aside from Thursday, looking at a quieter stretch of weather here for the next 7 to 10 days, not as active as what we saw last week. We may have to keep an eye on Monday next week for some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms sneaking in there, but just the 2 rain chances here in the next 7 to 10 days. Tomorrow morning, looking at some quiet skies with temperatures into the 40s. We'll be looking at some sunshine here for many of us, maybe still a few clouds down towards Decorah, Charles City, Osage area tomorrow. Looking at about 45 for that 7 a.m. temperature in Mankato, 47 in Rochester. Widespread sun expected all day long tomorrow. We'll be looking at highs anywhere from the low 70s to the mid and upper 70s, but might even see some 80s sneaking in there, especially south of I-90 and potentially west of the Mankato area. Looking forward to a fabulous Tuesday here for the area. 7-day forecast for Mankato. We're looking at some 70s, maybe even 80s by Wednesday. Keeping an eye on that storm threat for Thursday. Conditions cooling back to more seasonal levels in the 50s and maybe approaching that 60-degree mark here by Friday and next weekend, or this upcoming weekend, I should say. It's a 10-day forecast for the Rochester region. 70s and sunshine here the next 2 days before we bring in a first alert day on Thursday due to that strong to severe thunderstorm threat. Given that we'll see a cold front sparking these thunderstorms, we will see some cooler temperatures returning on the backside of that. But in this case, instead of the 40s, we'll see 50s, and that will be very seasonal for us. So a quiet stretch in terms of temperatures, seasonal, comfortable by Friday into the weekend.
Absolutely. And with all this rain, I mean, everything is really starting to green up.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely really enjoying that the grass is starting to green up and the trees too, noticing that as well.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Nick. Here's one more look at that 10-day forecast, looking at some really beautiful conditions here Tuesday and Wednesday. Highs in the 70s and widespread sunshine. Looking at a gorgeous next couple of days. However, keeping a very close eye on Thursday, we do have a first alert day in place for the area as we track the threat for some strong and severe thunderstorms possible in the region. Still fine-tuning some of those forecast details, but timing-wise right now looks to be into the afternoon and evening. As a cold front comes through, that will spark those thunderstorms. You can see temperatures falling back into the 50s by Friday and into the weekend. And the good news is that will be seasonal, so no 40s in the forecast aside from maybe a couple low temperatures, but highs not expected to be in the 40s here this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, at least it won't be quite as chilly as it was last week after the storms.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 9.
It was a gorgeous day out there today, warmer than it was this weekend. I know the weekend, a lot of us busy outside, whether that was cleaning up or just enjoying the fresh air and the quiet weather. Today, enjoying that sunshine and temperatures closer to average here. Many of us into the upper 50s to low 60s. Temperatures roughly within a couple degrees of average. So a very nice, warm day today. If you love today's weather, you will certainly love what's in store for tonight with the quiet conditions, but especially here for the midweek. Tracking 70s here the next 2 days. Some really nice sunshine on the way as well. However, keeping an eye on Thursday as we track a first alert day for the area, watching the possibility of some strong, maybe severe storms into the area. Tomorrow, though, as I mentioned, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the 70s, looking at a fabulous day. We'll look to see that sun widespread pretty much all day long. So if you have the opportunity to get outside on your lunch break or even after work, after dinner, take advantage of the quiet weather because we are tracking those stormy conditions for Thursday. More on that first alert day is ahead in your first alert forecast.
Certainly keeping a close eye on Thursday. Thank you, Sarah.
And we are tracking some quiet weather here for Tuesday and Wednesday, getting ready to soak up that beautiful weather. A first alert day is ahead for Thursday. And as we continue to track that next storm chance for the area, new information from the National Weather Service here today on another tornado that has been confirmed now, touching down on Friday. So we'll recap that information and look ahead to our next first alert day for Thursday. That's ahead in your first alert weather. As I mentioned before we came back from break, National Weather Service here today did confirm another tornado touching down in the area on Friday during that severe weather. This one near Saratoga. So this is Howard County in North Iowa. So Saratoga, right about there. Here is that damage path there of that tornado. So this one rating an EF0 tornado, max wind gusts of about 85 miles per hour. Did have a path length just shy of 4.5 miles, 4.42 miles, about 60 yards wide, and was on the ground from about 2:47 to about 2:54 in the afternoon. And this one, hearing a report of at least one injury. Sounds like there was a truck or a semi that was turned because of that tornado, and the driver was injured. So latest update from the National Weather Service there. Heading into the midweek now. The next big thing that we're tracking, some quiet weather here for tomorrow and Wednesday. However, the big focus is going to be Thursday. We have a first alert day ahead. And on the backside of this, heading into the weekend then, because we are going to be seeing a cold front spark these thunderstorms on Thursday, tracking some cooler, more seasonal temperatures for this weekend. So let's dive into this severe storm outlook for the area. We do have a level 2 out of a level 5 severe threat that does include portions of North Iowa and just coming into southern Minnesota into Faribault and Freeborn County here. Mainly along the I-35 region here for us locally. But again, this stretching all the way down through Iowa into portions of Kansas, Missouri, all the way down to Oklahoma. So a large chunk of the central part of the U.S. potentially seeing the threat for some strong to severe thunderstorms here by Thursday. So locally, timing-wise right now, that cold front expected to come through about afternoon to evening time frame. Maybe some wind and hail as our primary storm threats and hazards here with that severe activity. So keeping a close eye on Thursday. In the next day or two, we should have a much better handle on exact timing and hazards here for the area. But overall, a quieter stretch of weather in place for the area. Certainly not as active as what we saw last week, but we will keep an eye on early to next week for an opportunity, maybe some showers there come Monday. Tomorrow morning, starting off on a mild note with temperatures into the 40s, sunshine by 7 a.m. and looking forward to a pretty quiet morning commute The afternoon, evening commute as well looking fabulous. Temperatures tomorrow 70s across the board, maybe some low 80s sneaking in there. The sunshine, though, certainly will be the factor that everyone probably getting excited about. Keeping a close eye, as I mentioned, on Thursday for that first alert day. That's ahead. We will trade out those 70s for 50s, so temperatures will be cooler heading into the weekend, but at least not the 40s like we saw this past weekend. It will be seasonal in the 50s, keeping with that trend heading into much of next week.
Well, today was absolutely beautiful. I'm excited to see what's in store for tomorrow and Wednesday.
Me too.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
Let's take another look at our 7-day forecast. We'll take a look here at Austin, Mason City, and Winona. A beautiful stretch of weather here the next 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Area-wide, we're looking at widespread sunshine, high temperatures into the 70s, maybe even some 80s. 80s looking a little bit more possible for the region come Wednesday. Rochester area, I don't think we'll quite get close to the 80s, but certainly some mid to upper 70s possible there on Wednesday. But again, we'll look at much warmer, more summer-like conditions come Wednesday. Thursday, though, we are tracking a first alert day as we have the threat for some strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms possible in the area. Temperatures continuing to feel very summer-like. However, we will see a cold front that's going to spark those thunderstorms come Thursday. So by Friday into the weekend, tracking some cooler, more seasonal temperatures for the area. So we'll get a break, unfortunately, from the 70s and 80s, but we will be looking at some seasonal temperatures in the 50s and 60s. Maybe another possible rain chance come Monday. Nick? Let's take another look here at that forecast, tracking some sunshine here the next couple of days, some shower and thunderstorm opportunities here by Thursday. First alert day will be in place, and then we're looking at some 50s, some 60s here heading into the late week and especially this weekend. So keeping a very close eye on Thursday. As I mentioned, it will be a first alert day. We're looking at a cold front to come through the area, so that's going to drop those temperatures here by Friday and into the weekend, back into the 60s. So we'll keep a very close eye on that possibility there for some strong to severe thunderstorms in the area. We'll also take a look here at your 10-day forecast for the Rochester area. As I mentioned, that first alert day there will be on Thursday. Temps back in the 50s here for the Mid-City. Monday, though, may have a chance at some rain showers on the way, but this stretch here, this next 7 to 10 days, certainly a lot more quiet compared to the active week that we just had last week, where we had multiple days with shower and thunderstorm chances and multiple first alert days. So far here on this stretch, looking at just the one on Thursday. So certainly take advantage of the sunshine in the 70s, even some 80s for some spots by tomorrow afternoon and especially into Wednesday. Take advantage of that warmth, that sunshine ahead of those stormy conditions that's in store for Thursday.
And I'm sure the spring athletes are certainly enjoying the sunshine and warmth.
Yeah, it was hard last week when a lot of the games with Monday, Tuesday, and Friday were all postponed because of that rain. It looks like a great forecast, not only this week, but next week for those local athletes to get out and play, because in the spring in Minnesota, time is limited. I'm sure they're very grateful for that.
And it's usually pretty cold still at this time.
Yeah, no complaints about the temps either.
Thanks for joining us tonight.